Okay. All right, cool. Anand, again, welcome to the show. We are all excited to see you here. And we wanted to first start with you sharing a little bit of your personal story. So could you tell us a little bit more about yourself, where are you coming from, where are you currently at, and your journey as a technology leader?
Awesome. Thank you very much for Alex and Ruben for having me here. This is a great honor to be here with you guys, and you're amazing by yourself. And let me start my journey. I actually graduated in 1998 from Osmania University, which is a premier university in Hyderabad. That's where best chicken biryani comes from, by the way. And I graduated from there, and I got my full research scholarship to get to the United States in 1998. That's when I actually got introduced to internet. And at the time, I wanted to apply to universities, but it takes like 1 month to get send a mail and get the application form. I was having that issue. Somebody mentioned, "Hey, have you heard of something called internet?" I said, "What the hell is internet?" So they exposed me to the internet. That's when text browsing and other stuff. That's Web one. I got used to it. I was an early adopter of Web one, and that's when I started my journey on Web one. When I came to United States, I got full scholarship from National Science Foundation, where I did textile modeling. My background was entirely in textiles, but everything that I learned is self-learning. I'm a self-taught guy. So that's why I have a lot of curiosity. After finishing my undergrad master's, and I couldn't get any job in textiles, but I got 3 offers in computers. So I packed my 2 suitcases and flew as fast as possible to West Coast because I couldn't take the snow. So that's when I think the magic happened. I was in the middle of dot-com boom. I saw entire dot-com boom, e-commerce revolution, and I learned JSP and Java. Java, I worked on Java zero point 0.7, and I was the early user of Java. And I learned only JSP, and I said I can teach ASP if the money is right. So I ended up teaching ASP, just learning 1 week ahead of the students. So after I finished that, I got my first job in the Bay Area, and then I worked here for 3 years. After the dot-com bust, I had to go to Austin, Texas, spent there 15 years, and I was a technology leader, director over there at Charles Schwab. I helped them set up their internal PaaS platform to deploy their thousands of applications. And my internal bug as an entrepreneur, my father was an entrepreneur. He was not very successful, but that bug was there. So I did my executive MBA from UC Berkeley, flying in every month in back in 2016. Later on, they asked me and said, "Hey, you talk about blockchain. Would you mind coming and teaching blockchain to executives?" I said, "If the money's right, I'll teach anything." So I ended up becoming a teaching assistant under my favorite professor, Mara O'Neill. She was the CTO of innovation under President Obama. It was a great honor to be teaching under her. And I taught several executives all over the globe. Then the people came out and said, "Hey, by the way, you taught blockchain. Do you want to teach AI?" I said, "I know words, artificial intelligence. I know those 2 words. But if the money's right, I'll teach anything." So I ended up getting access to this coursework taught by amazing professors. They're the frontier of AI technologies and everything. And this is 3 years before ChatGPT. I was telling in the class that there is GPT-1, GPT-2, GPT-3, and I didn't realize how fast it is moving in that time. After the sixth time, I was looking at it and said, "Wow, this is amazing. This is going to change the world." Initially, I was thinking of working only in blockchain. And that's why I moved back from Texas to Austin, Texas to California to start my company. So I did 3 hackathons, won all 3 of them in Bay Area. And we wanted to do startup, but we were worried about in KYC AML, we were worried about quantum technology decrypting hashes. So we left that. And I ended up joining Google at that time. And back in 2018, when I came here, 2019, I joined Google as an engineering manager. Then they gave me an offer to teach AI class. So for first 6 times, I was very excited that AI is going to solve everything. I was like, "Oh man, AI is much, much bigger than blockchain." and it's going to be changing everything. So I said, oh, let me focus on AI. Then for the first 6 times, I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is going to change every field. I had AI excitement. So I was up
Hmm.
the hill. Then after the sixth time, when I was teaching in the middle of COVID, I said, what the hell did I just say? I said 80% of the jobs will be replaced. And then that hit me. And I said, wow, that means my job is going to go away. So I got depressed a little. And then after the 10th or 12th time, my son walked in, 9 year old. I said, wow. It's like, oh my God, this guy's future is not so good. He wants to be an artist. What did I tell these executives, Fortune 500 executives, is that AI is generating images, singing songs, painting, videos, and everything. And this freaking thing is dreaming. What the hell
Hmm.
do I do? So I decided and said, okay. And I got deeply depressed at that point. And at the same time, I was taking those learnings to my Google as an engineering leader, exposing and say, hey, this is moving fast. We should be ahead of this game. So finally, I realized that one job is more resilient to the future, is more of a entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is, then I started the ykid.com with him. And I said, as a carpenter, if you have the tools, you can do the job much better. If you have a drill machine, power drill, you can solve the problem much faster. So I gave him all the tools. I taught him AI, I taught him 3D printing, and we ended up starting 3D printing from Los Altos Library. So then on, I went on and did a hackathon at several times. And I realized later that actually I have a unicorn skill set, the AI and blockchain. I was like, amazing. Wow, this is amazing. The people have experience in AI or blockchain. I have both. This is amazing. So then I started thinking about where I can apply this technology effectively. Then I had a chance to work with the father of NFT, William Intrican. He's like a Satoshi Nakamoto of NFT. He wrote the specification. He worked with me, and we actually did a hackathon to transform the supply chain upside down with both
Hmm.
NFT and AI. We could issue a recall of anything within 30 seconds from all the way to the source to the destination. That was amazing. And later on, we went on and did a couple more hackathons with the DeepMind and Core Labs, and one more hackathon at GHacks at Google. And finally, I'm working on Tree of Souls, which is, I think this is the biggest thing I ever worked on. And yeah, and I continuously go to hackathons, and here I am. And my role at Google is an engineering manager for construction side, Google Cloud. I'm part of Google Cloud. So I have a team of software engineers. We build software to build physical data centers or physical office buildings anywhere in the world. So we manage around $40 billion portfolio through our software. We have drones flying in to make sure that schedule is on time according to the plan. And also we have edge cameras with AI. We wrote our own AI app, and we are going to the new phase is called agentic web 5. Now that word doesn't exist. I coined the term. So that's where we are going, and I'm super excited for the future.
Interesting. Okay, so that's quite of a journey. Thanks for definitely walking us through it. So, what's interesting is that how now you combine engineering management. You mentioned you run a team of engineers who, so they build software for building
Construction. Yeah.
Google offices. Is that right?
Physical data centers and
Uh,
physical
uh,
offices anywhere in the world.
Interesting. So data centers and offices. Okay.
Yes.
So, is your day-to-day at Google more managerial, or do you code?
Yeah, I'm a manager at this point. I'm a techno business person, so I bring in the technology piece and also understand the business side of it and make sure we execute on what the plans that we set out.
Interesting. Okay. So then what's interesting is that you mentioned hackathons. So
Mhm.
then as now we have AI, AI is everywhere now
Yeah.
affecting many different things. So how do you keep up with all the, I would say, emerging technologies, including AI, blockchain, that, AI is now more
Mhm.
potent in terms of the noise it's
Yes.
making. Let's put it that way. But
Yeah.
how do you keep up with all the emerging tech as a technology leader when most of your day is managerial?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great question. So as I said, I taught AI for 16 times, including the Capital One product management team. And that's one of the way I actually gained a lot of knowledge. And one of the reasons I taught is because I get to interact with executives. They ask so many awesome questions. It's a two-way street for me. At any time, it's always a two-way street for me. So even when I was interacting with you, it was a two-way street. I'm learning, always learning. I'm the most curious guy. So I ask so many curious why questions. That's why I got the name the Why Man. I was inspired by Simon Sinek, Why Start with Why, and also Toyota's Five Whys. So that's why I go by the name the Why Man. And I own the brand, the Why brand on the internet, .eth,
Oh,
.crypto,
wow.
.mom, .com, everything. So one of the important lessons that I learned is that this is what Elon Musk said. What he said is always think in terms of first principles and frameworks. First principles and frameworks. So that I started applying that when everything became very clear. So what are the first principles? Like about AI. AI is about automating things, right? That's the first principle of AI. What is the first principle of blockchain? Eliminate the broker and create the trust between untrusted parties. Those are the first principles. We are totally lost in crypto. Crypto is the tip of the iceberg. That's not it. The DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, that is the biggest, most important innovation that was created by blockchain that Satoshi Nakamoto didn't even see. That's a new legal entity other than S corps, LLCs, and all. DAO is owned, these companies are owned by the customers. It's the third level of ownership that we have never seen, and people don't even talk about it. So you have to focus on these first principles and create frameworks for learning. So I created my own frameworks in terms of like optimal knowledge learning framework. So one of the things that I do is called Warren Buffett principle. You want to be a little bit better than what you were yesterday. So basically, I take 10 minutes in the day. I go through this thing called Blinkist. That's the best investment that I ever made. I'll show you the products and referral codes there. And here, I created my site that you can take a look at it. So this is where I capture my social networks and everything. My motto, you can see that. And here, this is a product that I use a lot. Let me go to the startup page because I just moved it. So in Resilience AI, we started about Blinkist. This is where you get updates about any particular topic in 15 minutes. And I used books, I learned audio and all the stuff. That's how I keep up with the technology. And the most important thing that I learned is hackathons are a fire hose of learning. So I attend these hackathons internally and outside Google. I won 6 hackathons so far with AI and blockchain. And there is a hackathon house that I go to, which is AGI House. So the reason hackathons are so important is because these hackathon organizers are always looking for bleeding edge technologies. They're bringing the best presenters to present there. So you, even if you hack or not, just go there. And people are competing to solve the problem within 8 hours. They're coming up with the problem, forming the team and solution and doing it. That means they have to have the best tools at their disposal. So what do? You learn from each team. You go and talk to them. Hey, how are you able to produce it? You learn. That is the best way to learn in this AI because AI is moving so fast. Does it make sense?
So that makes sense. So tell me a little bit more about those two topics you mentioned. So one is resilience AI. What is that thing? What is that thing about? And second is hackathons. You mentioned that you have basically team going into from idea to a workable prototype
Mm-hmm.
of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about those two topics. So resilience AI, let's
Yeah.
start there.
Yeah. So before that, I'll tell you something else. So while I was teaching 16 times, I put together this big resource list that I shared with people. And I said, hey, learning has to be fun. So I gave up a lot of resources, and I'm not getting a lot of, people are not pulling that much. I said, you know what? I need to approach it a different way. So I had been through this journey of excitement, depression, deep depression, and then contentment. Now I'm content.
Mm.
Fine, I have answers, right? So maybe right, maybe not right, but at least I have some answers. So I said, and I became a Googler to Googler coach. A lot of people asking me and questions is like, how do I ride this AI wave? I'm afraid of it. So I started teaching other Googlers. These are Googler to Googler coaches, basically 2,000 volunteers, teaching almost 100, coaching 180,000 employees over there. So when I mentioned that I have experience, people signed up in droves. And then I said, I thought I was repeating the same thing over and over again. I said, hey, this is ineffective. So I said, why not I create a YouTube video with this life learning skills and also around career building. So that's how it was born, Resilience AI. I'm just productizing my wisdom into this thing, Resilience AI. Resilience AI is about becoming resilient for the scary AI world. Basically, two part. One is the mindset change and gaining skills. What does it mean by mindset change? There are two mindsets. That's one is called fixed mindset, and the other one is called growth mindset. Fixed mindset says, I'm born with intelligence. My intelligence is only till this level. You succeed super fast, but when you hit the ceiling and you'll say, hey, my intelligence may be only that. Genetically, I'm that. And you drop. You don't go beyond it. However, growth mindset is about trying, keep trying, and saying that trying perfection, trying more times is the only way to grow. That's the mindset that we need for the AI world because it is just the attempt that matters. So you need for the AI world, there will be so many tools, so many jobs will be replaced, right? So you have to keep upskilling, reinventing yourself almost a monthly basis. In order to do that, first you need to set your mindset for that. That is the life track. That's the life track. We have YouTube channel. We just started 2 months ago. We have interns aging from 9 years to 45 years working on this thing. As we are running this as almost a nonprofit. And you
Mhm.
have career track. Now, when we decided that we would do mindset change, and my partner said, "Hey, Anand, this mindset change is always there, but even Googlers, the smartest people are asking, how can I use these skills in my daily job?" So they didn't have answers either. It's a 33,000 people email list that contains Vint Cerf, the father of internet. People are asking, it's like, how are you using it? Everybody's like, oh, this, I'm using this, I'm using this. I sent a response saying, these are the end tools that I'm using today, AI tools. And then that struck me. I said, wow, even the smartest Googlers don't know how to leverage AI tools daily. So I said, well, there are channels out there that are going by reviewing product, each individual product. That's adding more confusion to me. I said, how about we go by the skill set? Let's say Ruben wants to learn about video making. Video making is a skill set. How about we create that skill set and look at all the AI tools that exist today and review them and say, this is what we like. Tomorrow, there may be 10 more. Doesn't matter, right? And Alex comes back and say, hey, I'm an engineering guy. I want to learn how to code. What are the tools that are available in the skill set? So we want to go by skill set so that we reduce the friction or complexity that gets created. Again, going back to frameworks. So we have to go by the framework of skill set. So once you understand what the skill set that you want to upskill, you go into that, you learn about the existing tools, and you don't have to stick with what we reviewed. You know what you have to look for. Now you know the first principles. Now you know the framework. You go and get it, and you contribute back to the YouTube channel and say, by the way, for the skill set, I got this new tool. So something like that. So if you look at our YouTube channel, so here, Resilience AI YouTube channel is, here's our LinkedIn page. Please follow that. Resilience AI XYZ. XYZ, by the way, is the most popular domain name. So
Yeah.
that's why, and we wanted a unique name across all channels. So Resilience AI XYZ is just started. So as I said, we created Notebook LLM as part of a skill set. It's called, this one is under the track of learn to learn. It's not just learning, it is learning to learn. It's a meta learning. So this is one of the most innovative product that came out of Google, and everybody acknowledged that it is the most innovative product. So you should know it. You should be using today. If not, you should be just searching it right after watching this video and starting using it. It's one of the most. And the other one is mindset change. One of the things that we always see is this thing. I actually paid $200,000 for my MBA at Berkeley to learn only one thing: that there are no stupid questions. It's the best learning that I had. So I embedded that $200,000 worth of question. I wanted to change your mindset from fixed mindset to growth mindset. That's the video that I have. And as you can see, live track, another one, but we are going to be adding new playlists called AI playlist, blockchain playlist, and a technology track playlist. Web AI is something that I'm super excited about. We'll be adding that track as well because that is more transformational, 10 times more transformational than e-commerce.
What is web AI?
Oh, great question. So far we have this problem of running the cloud AI. Cloud AI is expensive. It's high latency. You pay for it because everything runs in the cloud. And privacy. Your data is being consumed. You're worried about ChatGPT using your data, right? So these are all the things that we have. So web AI, what it does is it actually eliminates the most technological constraints that we have. Is basically, how do I run these models on my mobile phone?
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't run them without a wrapper or app wrapper around it. So the web AI, Google championed it, some of it, using JavaScript, TensorFlow.js, and there are other technologies as well. This is the conference that ended just 3 weeks ago. This technology has been there for 3 years, but it matured and it is prime. Actually, you're experiencing it now. If you look at it on Google Meet and you go there, all of the background blur and all the stuff, it is running AI in your browser.
Mm-hmm.
How does it happen? It takes the Python models and you have a compiler, TensorFlow.js compiler, compiles it to JavaScript model. At the end of the day, model is nothing but a mathematical equation. So you convert into JavaScript. That means you just embed it as an image or a Ajax call or whatever it is. Whenever you load the page and you download the latest version of the ML model, you're running the ML model on your phone. And you can actually turn off your internet. And you can go to remote jungles of Africa and you could be doing text LLM, audio LLM, text AI, audio AI, or video AI with high, very less latency, no privacy concerns. Your data is leaving your device, and you have no payment because AI is running on your local device. I'm super, super excited about this technology. I'm about to write a paper called Multi-Agentic Web 5. That's equivalent to Web 3 plus Web AI plus progressive web application. So this might actually kill the entire Play stores, Apple Play Store, Google Play Store. We don't need to write apps anymore. Most probably, we don't need to write apps anymore, and we don't need to pay 30%. And it might actually kill the demand, most of the demand for cloud AI, and it's going to transform the whole landscape. So
more
agentic
of a
web 5 is what I'm going for.
decentralization of basically of
Yeah.
AI payloads. Okay, wow. So there's lots of really good action happening. That's for sure. So now I want to also transition into the hackathon. You mentioned that you participated and won several of them. Are you organizing or somehow involved in making hackathons happen for other people?
Absolutely. I was, in some cases, I was frustrated. And I've been going through another way, actually. I'm sorry. Let me get back to the previous question as well. Let me add some more. The conferences are the great way. Conferences. Attend every conference as possible. I attended 5 conferences just in 2 months. I attended TechCrunch TechCrunch, I got to see latest technologies being applied, and Gen AI Summit in San Jose, and Google Web AI conference. So attending conferences is very, very important, not only for getting information and making connections, but or connecting with your future partners. So as I attended all these hackathons, right, one of the things that I found is that many of the hackathons, they end up having engineering focused. They're purely engineering focused, and some of them are solving the problems that are not worth solving. I said, how do we change it? So luckily, I was exposed to lean startup methodology by Eric Rice back in 2014. That was an amazing experience that I got that shaped me as I'm today. So in that model, you actually validate with customers. So there are two types of companies always I've seen. One is a founder-led organization. The other one is problem-led organization, right? So
Mm-hmm.
founder-led organization is something where Ruben goes in and said, "Hey, by the way, voila, I got this problem, and I don't want to tell anybody about it. Somebody might steal my idea, so I'm gonna go and I recruit people and start coding and everything. I don't share with anybody. You take money from three Fs: family, friends, and fools, and you just hack. You go out, wake up one day and say, "Hey, okay, I'm refreshed." Go out to find what? No customers.
Yeah. Let's get back to the
Founder mode.
to the other mode and like your involvement in hackathonian adventures.
Mhm.
Let's put that way.
Yeah. So the founder mode, I felt so bad for my friends. I've seen many of them. As you said, you have
Yeah.
experience in that as well, right? That's the bad one. Um, that's has the other one is the problem-led mode. You just go ask few people and say, what is the biggest problem that you have that you're ready to give me $20 right now to solve?
Mm-hmm.
Ruben might say, hey, I have this problem. If you solve it, I'll give you $20 right now. He's departing from hard-earned $20. That's awesome. So you ask
Yeah.
multiple people and say, hey, what is the problem that's worth solving that applicable to hundreds of people? Then you have a company idea. That's exactly what I apply. So in one of the hackathons that I did, I pivoted the idea 24 times in 6 days.
Oh wow.
Twitter is not Twitter when they started. They pivoted 6 times. It's called pivoting factory. You have to pivot to that. And one of the greatest things Mara O'Neill told us that never keep your idea with yourself. Share it. That is the
Mm-hmm.
mindset change, complete growth mindset, fixed mindset to growth mindset, right? The first principle. First principle is don't keep your idea in your brain. When you can have a free compute of Ruben, few compute of Alex, why don't you use it?
So don't hide
So
it. Don't
don't
hide
hide
it.
it.
Share it.
Yeah, just go. So in the lean startup methodology, what we did is we formed the team in the morning, we came up with an idea, and we put a website of a solution, one solution. And after lunch, got the lunch, stood up in the center of Austin, Texas. We went to the cross section and started telling people, "Hey, do you have this problem?" If the guy says yes, then we offer the solution.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy is like, I say, "Oh, by the way, did you think about the other solution?" Now you got a free compute. He already thought about a solution. So we got the free solution. So
Mm-hmm.
add it to the backlog, add it to the Excel sheet. And then we'll ask a question. Would you be interested in giving $1 for the product? We have not written a single line of code, but it will be available in 6 months. We're offering at 80% discount,
Mm-hmm.
a pre-subscription. So if it gives you money, it's the best validation you ever can get. If the guy says, yeah, it's good, that means he's not wanting to hurt your feelings.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. So
But he gives you $1, money talks, my friend, money talks. So the
yeah.
goal was to get $20 from 20 different customers. That's what we were supposed to do. That's what Lean Startup told us.
Mm-hmm.
Said, wow, this is freaking amazing. So I actually did the same thing in GHacks, where I said I pivoted 24 times. I actually took a big bunch of books. You can see the books on the back. My wife said, you're taking more than 10 by 10 square feet. I got a bunch of them and I went and sat in front of Google Mountain View store and I said, I'm a Google engineer. I'm doing a hackathon for Google. If you listen for 3 minutes, you can have any one of the books. And I
Hmm.
lied. Actually, it was an 8-minute presentation. So then they didn't even leave. They sat in there for 8 minutes, and they actually started giving me advice and say, "Hey, by the way, this looks creepy and all this stuff." I started pivoting that one day itself. I went from Gen 8 to Gen 16 because people were reiterating. They're giving ideas. I'm incorporating ideas. Next presentation, I'm incorporating the previous idea that the guy gave me for free because it's
Yeah.
the same problem that he had. So that is how you get the solution refinement as well. And you make it more sharper and sharper, pivot, and say, hey, this is the problem worth solving. This many people have this problem, and you have money in your hand to show the proof that it is actually real,
Yeah.
right? Not just nice. The people departed from their hard-earned money. Who would depart from that for a stranger, unless it is
Mm.
really, really painful, right,
Yeah.
Ruben?
So from a stranger, that's for sure. It's especially from a stranger. So innovation definitely needs to happen, and lots of things are changing. We need to continue innovating,
Hmm.
and as a technology leader, in order to stay relevant in the era of AI, everything that's happening, what are the skills that technology leaders need to focus to stay relevant?
Yeah. The one is being curious. The best thing is be curious and be not afraid of asking questions. There is no stupid question. Watch that video. It might actually change your mindset, right?
Hmm.
And I think the more relevant skills for the future, I found out after spending 6,000 hours learning about what is my role and my son's role in the future AI world. Instead of asking question about what jobs will be there, what skills are needed? Because the
Hmm.
jobs that are going to be there are going to be completely different. We don't even know what jobs are going to be. But when you focus on the skill set, the top skill set that comes to is communication. Communication is beyond English language. It's about replicating the thought you have in your brain into Alex's brain or Ruben's brain without too much distraction, much loss. Being able to communicate is the key. You can be the smartest, Einstein. What is the point when you can communicate that idea to other person?
Hmm.
Useless, right? So
Yeah.
that is the skill set. Focus on communication, right? The first one. Second one is collaboration. When we mean by collaboration, think of Boy Scouts, where these Boy Scouts are getting together. They are planning themselves. They are organizing themselves. Parents are not helping. It is self-organizing and dynamic structure that's happening. That's the collaboration piece. Once you have that, the third one is problem solving. We are we are individually we are dumb, but collectively we are smarter. So that's the collective creative problem solving is where you actually get a lot of ideas. What one of the most important things that you have to focus is diversity of thinking. It's not diversity of skin, diversity of age, diversity of experiences that you want. That's why I have 9-year-old intern to 45-year-old intern,
Hmm.
all of the stuff. Diversity of thinking is what I'm looking for. So those
Yeah.
are the things that you want to focus on and always go after knowledge and wisdom. By the way, there is a difference between knowledge and wisdom. I have to spend a lot of years understanding it. I didn't think that there was a difference. Knowledge is sun rises in the east. That's knowledge. Wisdom is hide at 12 o'clock before it burns your skin. So
Yeah.
making it your second nature is the wisdom. So we learn so much knowledge, but we don't convert all of it into wisdom. So your goal, my goal has been is convert as much knowledge as possible to wisdom. That means I'm just not learning. I'm actually practicing it. That's called a level 3 learning, applied learning. That's where hackathons help you. You're not only getting the information, but you're applying it in the context of a problem. So that's why I started this new journey where I said, hey, as engineering leaders, we all can actually create our own network. This is called Y-CERN Angels. CERN is basically conscious and entrepreneurial regenerative network of entrepreneurs and leaders. We can all come together. We can all be part of this thing, even hackers or whatever it is. We can be part of this DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. We can fund ourselves. We can run these hackathons with lean startup principles. That means every hacker group is actually hacking on a validated business idea. They are
Hmm.
going out and actually hacking and talking to customers in those 3 days. So we are planning to schedule something in December 6th to 8th, somewhere in Google campus is what we want to do. We want to invite all the engineering leaders, not only technology people. We are making it mandatory for the teams to include business people, because business people are where you actually get these business skills, validation, customer validation. So even if you don't code, don't worry about it. You don't need coding for hackathons. You can be coming up with this problem identification, problem scaling, solutioning, presentation. These are all the things that you can bring, even though you're just a business leader. That's totally fine. So just be there. Just be there. Yes. Get the energy. So I will encourage all of you to follow this Wiser Angels DAO. So we are creating this something called Hackstrap. We're calling a Hackstrap. It's not a hackathon. It's a Hackstrap. It's a paid Hackstrap. What that means is you hack on, you learn about these technologies like agentic Web 5 is what we are talking about. Learn the bleeding edge technologies right from the experts, and then you hack, validate your problem, and then you present the solution. If you win, we want that to be funded from
Hmm.
the proceeds that we raised. You want to walk out with a startup, Hackstrap. That's why Bootstrap Hackathon plus Bootstrap is what we're calling Hackstrap.
So
So
you bootstrap your idea by hacking. You hacking
yeah,
and getting funding and
yeah. And you have already formed the team with the right people. The three people that we are saying minimum is three people, maximum is unlimited. The three people minimum is you have one business leader, one program manager to keep you on toes, and you can have one or any number of engineers, non-overlapping skills. Now you actually have a team that can actually go start a company.
yeah, yeah,
So
super
that's
cool.
where we are. And we want to use this the Wise Cern Angels DAO. We're calling this is like a democracy. This is by the entrepreneur leaders, of the entrepreneur leaders, for the entrepreneur leaders. It's the
Yeah,
power of we, is what we're saying. And you and I and Ruben and all of us can be owners of this company. Instead of making venture capitalists more rich, we all can have equal share in this responsible AI journey.
yeah. So the
So
funding
look,
is also distributed.
yeah, absolutely. Not only funding, Ruben, and Alex, it's not just funding, it's the judging also. Everything is distributed. So once you actually sign up as a hacker, you pay some money, you get tokens. You get to vote on the right projects as well. There is not
Mhm.
one single guy voting on it. We are voting as a collective. That
Yeah,
way we
awesome.
surface the best ideas forward and fund them as well.
So, Anand, I think it's been an awesome conversation where you shared many different interesting things. We will collect all of those different links. Ruben will put it in a video description, and we
Hmm.
will definitely share it. I wanted to thank you for joining and also sharing a lot of your wisdom. I like how you, in the conclusion of it, also mentioned that we should not focus on specific hard skills and focus on more of being curious, obtaining knowledge, and then turning that knowledge
Hmm.
into wisdom. Well said. On point there. So okay, awesome. So then you're involved in DAO, in the producing hackathons and producing buildable ideas there,
Hmm.
and evolving humanity through technology in your own different ways. So again, thank you for joining, and
Hmm.
thanks for sharing a lot of your wisdom with us.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the support that you're giving. And I would say, as I want to say something about soft skills and hard skills, that's the best thing that you mentioned. So one of the things as a Google engineer, I was coaching my team. And I told him about the soft skills. And I said, hey, why don't you go research and tell everybody? So you know what this guy came back? And he said, Anand, soft skills is actually a misnomer. It is the hardest skill. It should be
Ah.
called hardest skill. So don't discount yourself. As a person with the business knowledge and the skills, communication, they're the hardest.
Yeah,
Soft skills, anybody can code. My chat GPT can spit out 80% of the code. Hard
yeah,
skills are being replaced much faster than anything. Soft skills, AI can't do it. Embrace that soft skill. That's one of the greatest things that you have. So don't be afraid. Always don't lead from the fear. Lead from the inspiration and curiosity. Then you will go to great places. And I would say, please follow our YouTube channel, and
hmm,
please spread the information. Somebody might actually need it. Everybody is going through AI anxiety. We are offering this medicine and vaccine for AI anxiety through Resilience AI. Please take it and give it to others. Spread the love, and also follow our page, the Wise Sun Angels DAO. You can find me on the Yman, yman.bio, or resilience xyz, rei.xyz.dao. So we'll share the links. But yeah, and by the way, this is a global hackathon. That means you can be hacking from anywhere in the world. You only need one person on site. Rest of the team can be from anywhere. And
I
we
see.
we are going to give it for free for people who can't afford it.
Hmm.
It's going to be like some amount of money, but there are people out there in the Brazil, India, China, they can't afford it. So we'll make it for free for them. And
Hmm.
uh, and people who do not have jobs, we're going to give it for free as well, being part of the hackathon.
Yeah, and
So
hopefully the winners of the hackathon also produce jobs by starting their own companies. So that's
they may.
yeah, that's true.
And yeah, awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Anand, so thank you. Great conversation. And again, thanks for joining the show. And hopefully that's not the last one. So let's
Mm,
keep it going. And maybe next time we'll join and
absolutely.
you share even more wisdom.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Did you enjoy this video? Then hit the like button and share it with your network. Also be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.